For Renewable Energy Lab, today we are going to discuss about how to design solar using PV system. Before getting into PV system, let us see what is solar energy. Energy from sun is free and sun will continue to shine for billions of years. While solar energy is exhaustible and renewable, its radiation is environment friendly too. So therefore, it is essential for us to seek alternative renewable energy sources for guaranteed energy supply and environmental protection. Solar is the answer for that. And what is the principle behind photovoltaic effect? In a PV system, PV cells exercise this effect. Semiconducting materials in the PV cell are doped to form PN structure as an internal electric field. P-type silicon has a tendency to give up electrons and acquire holes with the N-type silicon accepts electrons. While sunlight hit the cell, the photons in light excite some of the electrons in the semiconductors to become electron-hole pairs. Since there is an internal electrical field, these pairs are induced to separate. As a consequence, electron move to the negative electrode while the hole move towards positive electrode. A conducting wire connects the negative electrode, the load, the positive electrode in series to form a circuit. As a result, electric current is generated to supply the external load. Um, PVsyst is one of the software to design this photovoltaic effect and the solar panels. Before getting into how to design, let us see these are the questions which will be arise to you when you get into the topic. What is optimal tilt angle? When to use fixed and trackers? What is a tracker? What is the capital investment? Apart from all these, we'll be looking into EROI, which you have discussed in renewable energy theory in the first unit. And what are the area requirements for it? What are the types of inverters? What is the cost of energy from the solar and power factor requirements, harmonics and flickers, which is generated from the solar panels, and availability and reliability of grids, ramp up and ramp down capability, growth rate of solar panels in India, and the scenario of global uh, international global options available. What is the growth rate in international market? These are the questions that will be available. And this is the scenario. 9782 megawatt was generated in 2017 in India. Right now it has been decreased, and in 2020 we don't know what is going to happen. And there are three types, like rooftop, grid connected, and grid connected with energy storage. You can see all those details in this website, nrel.gov/pv. The cell efficiency, what are the current scenario, what is the level of production from the solar and all the renewable energy sources that can be get through this. And these are the softwares available to design this. One is SAM, PVsyst, Homer, PVSol, Helioscope. Apart from this, we have a Google option to SketchUp. Google SketchUp is one of the option where we can design it. Now, this is the one which I explained before, the module structures, and mathematical model is given by this diagram. We have a current which is generated at this point, and we have a diode connected to it, and there are two resistance. One is series resistance and shunt resistance. The formula explaining this diagram is given below. Go through this equation so that be easy for you while you design it. These are the types of solar PV system. One is grid connected system. Second one, standalone system, and we can also design pumping using PV system. Why do we go for PV design software? Before going into this, we need to know these all data. One is meteorological data, solar array parameters, layout of the solar array, and accurate system yield. What is the efficiency and to be economical? And we do economical evaluation at the end too. These are the things which will be there, the step-by-step procedure in the PV design. One is orientation. Orientation is nothing but how to tilt your solar panel according to the solar array, solar rays which is coming into the earth. It is directly flowing at 90 degree, or it is flowing at some other degrees. We have to calculate, and according to it we have to tilt the angle of the solar panel with respect to the ground. This is the tilt angle. Here it shows, see, the array tilt is shown here and the sun's altitude is shown here. We have to calculate the altitude and also array, which will be reflected in the economic evaluation of the system. Array sizing, when we want to decide the number of arrays, we need to consider the temperature of the system too, because the temperature plays the major role. The current output for a system will decrease with respect to increase in temperature. You can see it in this graph. At 25 degrees centigrade, the output yields high, and at 75 degrees centigrade, it is decreasing down. So increase in temperature will decrease the current value. So we have to be very careful with the temperature of the solar panel. Accordingly, the power also varies. See, at lower temperature, we get more power. At higher temperature, we get lesser the power output from the solar panel. Next, the inverter sizing. Mostly we have only solar panels and inverters in the total system. So we have to size the inverter according to the solar panel and according to the input we fix, and also the output we expect out of the system. This is the minimum value. This is the minimum value of the solar PV array, and the maximum value. We have to get the voltage minimum and we have to fix the voltage level of the solar panel between this minimum and maximum. Accordingly, the MPPT uh, the MPPT techniques will also be incorporated into the inverters to get the maximum power out of the system. So the MPPT minimum should be here and maximum should be here. So according to the PV arrays output, we have to fix the inverter output. Okay, there should be some margin for inverter in the minimum side and also in the maximum side. You can see it in this graph. This is the typical module which has 36 cells connected in series. We will not have a single cell for a total system. We'll have many number of cells connected in series and parallel. We'll see what happens when it is connected in series. When we connect the panels in series, the voltage will be added, but the current remains same. But when we connect cells in parallel, the voltage remains same, but the current is getting added accordingly. According to the output we expect, we can connect the cells in parallel and series. After connecting all this, we have to decide what type of inverter and what is the rating of the inverter we have to fix. The main thing for the solar panel is irradiance. Depending upon the irradiance only, the output characteristics and the output rating will be decided. So according to the irradiation, the graph is plotted in this graph. The when irradiance is 1000 watt per meter square, will get more output, more current output. When it is low at 400 watt per meter square, it is low. Accordingly, the power also varies. When we increase the irradiance, the power output will vary. We cannot vary the irradiance of the solar. It is nothing but fixed one. Um, Whatever we get, we have to use it carefully, and increasing the efficiency, we can get the more output. These are the types of inverters we have. On a central inverter is nothing but we will connect all the solar panels to a single inverter, which will be maintaining the total power output, and this will convert the total power output to AC or anything such that it can be used by the load. Okay, this MPPT will be a single MPPT. We have many advantages for this, and we have pros and cons. Like one or two advantages we can define it as, we do have less number of SCADA points, and so we don't want to invest many uh, more money into the system. But the disadvantages, when one array gets faulty, then the total system will gets affected. So due to this, we'll go for string inverter. In this type of inverter, then we'll use one inverter for a single array, So for 3 panels, we are connecting an inverter. So we'll have more SCADA points. So we'll have to connect more MPPT controllers more than we'll have to look into the reactive power generation of each and every module, so that the cost invested will be increased in this string inverter, but the efficiency will be high and we won't get complete interruption. Instead, we will get one or two array interrupted so that the output will not get mostly affected by the system. So site and Meteo will be the first one we'll be selecting in PVSys. What are the geographical conditions? What are global horizontal irradiation, global diffused irradiation? When you, if you know something about the solar, then and the sun's radiation which is getting in will be direct radiation, and the diffused radiation are the two types of radiation which is getting in. The radiation which is getting deflected by the clouds will be termed as the diffused radiation, and the total will be the horizontal irradiation. We have to look into the ambient temperature too, because according to the temperature it varies. Next one is the optimum orientation. Orientation is nothing but the angle in which the sun's rays gets into the earth and falls on the solar panel. According to that angle, we have to tilt our solar panel such that we can attain the maximum output out of the solar panel. These are the things we have to discuss and we have to note it down before getting into the design. Now I'll go to the design first. I'll stop sharing.